Hey guys, welcome back to Ironside Ranch. We're going to talk a little bit about preparing for the winter, preparing for these storms that are coming in, and keeping your farm ready. So the first thing is getting your animals ready. The cows are a lot tougher than what we generally think of, and you'll hear people say that if the cow's cold, then if you're cold, then the cow's cold. Sorry, it's windy out here and it's freezing, and it's not really true. The cows do really well in this type of weather. Rainy plus cold plus wind is dangerous for the cows. Any two of those they can handle pretty well, and they do a good job of it. You can hear the turkeys down there. They're going crazy. They're having a great time. They're not upset at all. They're out foraging, and we got the chickens. The chickens have holed up in their roost. They don't like the weather that much, but poultry seem to be pretty tough with this. This is where it comes to making sure that your cows have a really high protein, high carbohydrate diet, something that's really healthy for them. So you need good quality hay. We have some junk hay over here, and they'll kind of nudge at it, nuzzle on it, but it really doesn't provide them that much benefit. So it's mostly just filler for them. So they're not eating it. They're going after the really high quality stuff that's up at the top of the hill. That's our nice Bermuda grass hay that we purchase. We pay a lot more for it, and it's got a lot more nutritional value for them. And that's really the big benefit to them, and that's what they need. We'll also consider supplementing with something like a grain or a corn or a multi-purpose feed, something that meets our requirements, like in the stuff that we tell our customers that we do, right? We try to stay away from non-GMO feeds, but at the same time, we're not going to put our cows in jeopardy over something like that too. So that's one of the things when it comes to weather like this, it's one of the times where we have to kind of cheat a little bit, and we'll give them a little bit more feed to make sure that they're okay, especially the younger cows, the smaller cows. If we have ones that have shown signs of being sick, like you guys know that one that we had having issues with bloat, he's still on a grain mix to help him put on a little bit of weight. So we have other issues like that we have to take care of. Now the next thing is making sure that your water lines and everything, obviously you got to check and make sure those are good. If you're in the south, a lot of our water lines run on top of the soil because it just doesn't get cold enough here to worry about it, but for a week or two out of the year. If you're up north, it's probably not that big a deal because your water lines is built into the system, right? We all bury our water lines up north. But down here, it's a little bit more of a problem. You still have to check your troughs, and you're still going to have to break ice off your troughs and everything to make sure that your cows have water. Cows will get dehydrated in the wintertime just as easy as they can in the summer, or if not easier than they can in the summertime. So you have to make sure they have that. This is the time where with the animals, I like to provide them some natural cover. So I like to put them in an area that has some forest so they can go there and get a little bit of protection from the wind and the rain. We don't have a barn that's big enough to hold all of our animals in, and so and most cattle ranchers to a certain extent are dealing with something like that, right? If you have a 200 head cattle ranch, it's very difficult for you to put them all under a barn. So being able to provide some type of natural area for them to go to that affords some protection for them from one of those three elements, the wind, the rain, or the cold, that's really what they need to be able to get through it well. Now, our cows, like I said, if you don't have any options, there's not much you can do, but just hope that they're okay in the morning. But make sure that they have lots of good, high-quality feed. That's about the most important thing you can do for them right now. And same holds true to your other animals. The animals are a lot better off if they won't get cold if they've got that good quality feed. They'll last a lot longer. Make sure you fatten them up before we even get here. That's probably your first priority, and get some weight on them so that they have some lard to use. But as far as the pigs go, we don't overwinter pigs anymore, but when we did, the pigs are probably the toughest to this weather. If you give them a couple bales of hay to nestle down in, they'll do okay. And if they're out on pasture, they'll find their own way of nestling down. They'll root out the ground, they'll all nestle together. You'll come out and you'll see all those pigs about laying on top of each other. Pigs have a lot of lard on their back, especially heritage breed pigs, and they can weather really cold temperatures. Pigs are cold weather animals in general. They just do better in cold weather. Hot weather pigs end up with pneumonia and stuff, like we deal with it all the time down here. Cold weather pigs, or cold weather is what pigs do well. So the pigs you don't have to worry about as much. They are really tough. I know they don't have hair on them, or at least very much hair, and it seems like they shouldn't, but that layer of lard and the thickness of their skin is a lot for that cold to get through. They'll nestle together and they'll burrow down. If you're worried about them, throw them a couple bales of hay out there and they'll tear it apart and nestle into it. Pigs are also real easy to provide shelter for because they're so low to the ground. You can build little pig boxes fairly easily to get them some shelter if you want to kind of be nice. We always let ours out on pasture, and they'll find their own place. They'll root out a little hillside or something like that, or we just throw them an old cheap bale of hay. They'll root it up and make their own bedding out of it. So pigs are fairly easy to get going on that. Obviously, you want to make sure that your waters or that your wood carts and everything are full, ready to go, and that you've got that warmth coming into your house. I know a lot of us have kind of semi-homesteads, and so we're running wood stoves rather than actual electric or gas heat or something like that. And so making sure that you're good to go there and that your wood stove is in good condition. We found out last night, actually I got up about 3 in the morning to get the fire going because it had died out and it was cold. And the rope seal on the wood stove stuck to the sidewall and ripped off. It would be really nice if I had a spare rope seal and had the rope cement around to actually be able to fix that. Instead, I've got it kind of jimmy rigged in place while I've got a new rope ordered. So making sure that your wood stove and everything is in good working order. Now, one of the issues that we have is every time we have a real bad windstorm like that, our chimney cap comes off, and there's no way, the way our chimney cap is designed, there's no way to put a screw in it. It's kind of weird, but there's no way to put a sheet metal screw into it. So when it gets real windy, we just have to deal with it flying off. It's always kind of a hassle. But and I can't get up there and put it back on today because the roof's too slick. So we have a metal roof, and with this snow on there, there's no way in hell I could stand on top of it. So I have to wait till the weather dries off even before I can put that back on. So we have issues like that y'all know that on the farm we have to deal with, and so if you're on any type of homestead, you're dealing with similar issues. Making sure that your fencing is good after those storms have come through. That's kind of the next thing that we're going to do. Manly and I are going to go work out this morning, and as soon as we're done, we're going to be walking fence lines, making sure that no trees got blown down into our fence lines. That's usually about the first thing that we do. Guys, that's really all I had for you. I just wanted to go over some quick things on making sure that your farm is good to handle these winter storms. If you don't have hay and feed, you better be getting it now, and if you better have good quality feed to get through this. Well, our vet told us one time that's one of the biggest issues she runs across is cows go down in this weather. They have a full stomach full of hay when they do the little autopsy on them, and she said it's because the forage is just horrible quality. They don't have good quality hay. They don't have good quality feed. Make sure you're spending that extra money to get good quality feed for your animals and your livestock so that they can weather this or literally weather this bad weather and not have issues. Making sure your vehicles are up and that you have those safety kits in there, guys. That people were stuck in Virginia and that shutdown for, what did I read, 17 hours or so, I think is how long they were in that for. And people were abandoning their cars and walking out of there. When I lived in Alaska, Alaska's so unforgiving that you didn't have a choice. Everybody had winter clothes, spare fuel, all that stuff in their car. We never even thought about it up there. It was just a reality because a 2-hour traffic jam and negative 40-degree weather could be deadly, especially if you were low on fuel. So we never let our tanks get below a half a tank. We always had spare clothes in the car. I kept snowshoes in my truck. So that I could snowshoe out of places because it was just it was so unforgiving. And we've gotten lazy about it in the lower 48. We don't consider those things. So make sure that you have those vehicle kits in your car with some spare clothes, some food. Sea rations are great. They last forever. The mice don't really get into the packages because they seal so well. And we have had one mouse get into ours, but they seal so well. It's not really a big deal and not a huge issue. So the critters stay out of it, and it provides some real quick calories if you're in that cold weather. So making sure that your vehicles are up and ready to go. That's, we've got all of our vehicles. We just ran all our fleet vehicles through. We finally found a good shop in Birmingham that does a lot of work for us now. They've gone through head to toe on all of our vehicles and fixed everything. We spent for our business now about $15,000 on getting everything fixed up and getting all our vehicles in really tip-top shape. And if you haven't done that, again, you're kind of behind the curve right now with the weather's coming in, but make sure that you have good tires and good maintenance done on your vehicles. So we go through that all the time now with our vehicles. We have them go in about every 2 or 3 months and send all the fleet vehicles in. My truck's there right now, and you're getting more work done on it. So find a good mechanic, guys, and take care of those vehicles. Get those vehicle kits in there so that your vehicles are in good shape. It's just too important and very unforgiving when you get caught in those bad situations. I'll let y'all go with that. It's getting cold out here. My phone storage keeps saying I'm full. We're waiting on new cameras to come in, but shipping issues and everything, it's looking like I got about 6 more weeks before we get new cameras. So in the meantime, we'll still be shooting with our phone. Anyways, I appreciate y'all watching. If you're part of any forums that you think might be interested in this information, I'd really appreciate it if you'd share it there. If you have not subscribed, please do consider doing that. That does help me out, helps the algorithm out. Liking the video, guys. Just smash that like button if you've made it here. That helps me out a lot. So hope y'all enjoy your Sunday afternoon. We will see y'all tomorrow.